Right, hello and welcome to another episode of In-Car Series, episode 13. 13, I think. Better check that actually. Yeah, it is. It's episode 13. I was just checking actually because I lost count. I've actually lost count. I'm just trying out this new bracket that I've got to put the video in. I've got this spotlight thing as well. It's just a cheap sort of gimmick, gizmo sort of thing, like, you know. Same with the holder. It's what it costs is a few pounds. I thought I'd try this out, so it just makes it easier to I just don't know what they'll think this spotlight shine on me, because it's going to get dark soon. I don't want it obviously glaring or dazzling. It's no, the light, it's not distracting me or anything, so, and it's no pointing out towards any other traffic and distracting them or anything, so it's no problem with that. Like, I wouldn't do anything that would endanger anything. And the setup here, that's not obstructing any of the windscreen views or anything. There's no glare off the glass, so because if you're doing anything like recording in it when you're driving, you've got to make sure that the lights don't reflect off of anything and cause a glare or reflect on any other car windscreens or behind or anything, because especially at night, you know, you don't want to be, it's like if anybody else is in the car, you don't want to be shining any lights out because it could go into the dazzle wars. But that's just common sense. What am I doing today now, this evening? First thing I'll say is that the weather is bizarre. The light levels is just crazy. Yesterday, about, well, all day yesterday from noon onwards, I got up near noon. I got up late morning, right? So I got to bed late. But it was particularly dark. I had to put lights on in the house and everything, regardless of the cloud level. The cloud level was actually not any different to what it was before. I could even see bits of the blue sky, and yet it was dim. It was really dim. Light level was really dim, relatively dim. I know what's getting on in here. It's the, oh, what's it, the day, the 12th or the 13th of October or something, November, sorry. I can't remember the exact date. Probably the 12th, I think. Is it, no, it's 11th, that's right, it's 11th of November today. So I know that it's getting on in the year. It's, what, 6 minutes to 4, right? Now, like I said, yesterday, this is what the light level's like now. You might see that, but yesterday it was similar to this, and that was to what it is now. Like the light level, the way the light level is now at 5 to 4 in the evening, right? That's what the light level was like yesterday around about noon, about 12 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It was just crazily dark, really dark for the time of day. It was not far off what it is now. And the cloud level wasn't significant enough to cause that, so I noticed that. So I'm en route now to the town city centre of Dundee, and I'm going to try out a fairly new Arabic restaurant on Dundee's Reform Street. I'm going to just share my experience with it. I'll piggyback onto the end of this video, and I'll make a separate video of it as well, and I'll be going on my YouTube channel. Like, nothing dramatic. As I say, I don't give things ratings, as I don't give things like star ratings. It's not what I'm about. I don't agree with it anyway. I just I don't like giving you know, saying it's this one's better than another and being biased and taking. I don't like taking sides. I just don't. But there's certainly nothing wrong in just showing you what I get, and just going to show you what I buy, show you what it's like, and you make your own mind up. And I'll tell you if I like it. You know, if I like it, I like it. If I don't like it, I don't like it. But I won't rate it. I won't say, oh, I'm gonna go there. You know, it's crap, or this. You know, I wouldn't do that. Like, because that's not what I do. I don't believe in it anyway. I mean, if I don't like a place, and I just won't go to it. It's really that simple. I mean, I could tell you a few places that I've banned myself from, and I've banned myself from these places for my own reasons. And when I say I banned myself, it just means that I boycotted it. I mean, there's some places I've banned myself permanently from. And there's other places where I've kind of like banned myself from for a suspended length of time. I'm not going to bother naming them on here, but that's the principle, that's what I do. There's places I've never set foot to ever again, and I have done that for a few places. The longest one has been since summer 2003, so that's 19 years. I've never set foot in that place again. And there's the other ones I've not set foot in these places since winter 2009. No, winter 2010. And the other one was summer 2011. It was 6 months after that. And I've never went back to them. The longest one has been the summer 2003. They tried to rip me. No, I won't go into details. Yeah, well, they did. They tried to rip off a young brother. I won't name the place or anything, but they've done deliveries and they tried to rip him off with the money. So I've never set foot in that place ever again. And the other places, I just had my reasons for not going back to them again. So like I say, if I don't like a place, I just won't go to it again. I won't say that it's, you know, if my mates are there, I'll say, oh, this is like, shite, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not going to officially say that, you know, because it's up to you. You have your reasons. I'm not the sort of person that will say to someone, well, I don't like it, so you shouldn't go to it. And if you go to it, you know, I'll take the huff. You know, that's not me. You feel free to go to these places. If I don't like somewhere, that's fine. You go. If you go, I'm not going to care if you go or not. I just don't go if I don't like it. That's my experience. You know. But I'm going to try this. Oh, there's something else I'm going to show you as well. I've got to fill this up with petrol. It's right on the, it's nearly on the empty. And I'm going to show you something, right? This was just an absolute nice try kind of thing. It's regarding the speed bank. Right? What they've done is they've worded it in a way, in my opinion, they've worded it in a way so that you fall for it. You think you're going to get free cash, right? But when you get closer to it, you see that they're going to charge you money for it. I won't name the Pacific bank, but I'll just show you the writing. You'll see what I mean, because it's not going to be easy to explain it. So I'll just show you the writing as a matter of principle. Then you'll see what I'm talking about. Because I nearly fell for it. I saw, oh, I have free cash withdrawals. So I went up to it. I was going to get the money out. You know, being at a petrol station, it was kind of like, oh, that's convenient. I've got cash, and I was just about to get the money out, and I went, oh, nice try, $1.99. So I ended up just having to transfer money on, you know, go through the hassle of transferring money on my cars and paying it back cashless. But it's the way they worded it. It was sneaky, you know, really sneaky. Okay, fair, they're not lying in what they did. Everything's correct what they did, but it was just sneaky how they've done it, in my opinion. You'll see what I mean when I show you. As I say, I won't name the place. I mean, if you know where it is, if you figure out where it is, then that's your observations, but I'm not going to officially name it. You just, if you know where I am in Dundee, and you'll know that if you know the garage in it by working out from what you can see, then that's fine. You know, you've made your. I'm not going to officially name it anyway, but I'll just show you what I mean so you understand. So I'll do that, then I'll get parked, and I'll walk up to the. It's an Arabic restaurant on. There's Arabian. Maybe I've said that Arabian. Arabic, Arabian. It's foreign anyway. It's something I'm not familiar with, and I'm going to try it out. So there's quite a lot of new restaurants, food takeaways that's opened up. What the heck? Traffic. There's something that's blooming roundabout. Gotta touch that. I was going to pause that, but it's just that I can't touch that if I'm driving, not officially, because I'm driving in it, so I'm not allowed to touch that device unless I actually stopped, handbrake on, it's, you know, and in a safe place. Even though I'm sitting in traffic, it's still driving. If you're sitting at a traffic light, a red traffic light or something, and you're stopped, you've got the handbrake on, but you're at a traffic light, you're still driving, and if you touch a phone device or anything like that, you could still get done for it, so I'm not risking it. Ridiculous price, absolute joke. But I've got to fill this up with E5 petrol, because I put in that E10 garbage, the car will just start pinking. It's watered down junk. Shit. Oh, bug off, I went in the wrong pump. The reason I came to this pump is because I was going to zoom into that. I'm going to go to the E5 one because that's only got E10 and diesel. I don't want an E10. I don't want that E10 in here because it's the garage mechanic was explaining to me. I thought I was sceptical at first, you know, it's just off of the same pump, but I put the car in for the MOT and it just got through. He said it struggled to get through the emissions, and he recommended that if I use the E10 petrol, sorry, if I use the E5 petrol, it will improve the emissions. So that's what I've been doing. It actually runs better as well, and it doesn't pink as much, but you pay a little bit more. But then you think, this is a 55 litre petrol tank in here. On this is the Skoda Octavia Mark IIA facelift 2011 model. It's got the 1.8 TSI 16 valve engine in it. It's Volkswagen's engine, 1.8 TSI, and it runs better on the E5 petrol. But this car's got the 55 litre fuel tank in it, and if, okay, you might spend an extra 10 pence a litre, but if you're going to be spending about £1 million on petrol, right, a few extra pence isn't going to make that much difference. So £55, right, if you're spending at £2 a litre, that's about £110, right? And if you were maybe going for the E10 garbage, maybe 10p a litre or 20 pence a litre cheaper, you're only going to be spending an extra, what would that be, about an extra tenner or something, isn't it? So you're spending about £110, £100 anyway, so an extra tenner proportionally isn't much. A lot of people are put off by that and think, oh, it's cheaper, but you're not. Yeah, you are spending more, but in proportion you're not spending that much more. And as I say, you'll probably save money because you get more miles per gallon using the E5, because you're getting more octane level, you're getting more energy per unit of fuel, because the E10 stuff is got less of an octane level. Right, I'm going to quickly show you this cash thing before it's free at the moment, you'll see what I mean. These words are in different colour, by the way. Cash and free is in a different shade to the rest of them. Right, so that's filled up. Cost us about 85 quid, but it was nearly, there's always some litres left in the tank. There's about 2 gallons, I think, maybe a gallon and a half emergency. You know, your tank will read empty, but there's always just a wee bit left in the bottom, but you should never rely on it, because it depends on your driving style as well. If you're running about the town, you'll get less miles per gallon, and that gallon and a half will get you not that far. But if you're on the motorway or something, it comes up red, well, drops in the bottom, like, then I think it's just going to stop. Like, you get probably another, well, you'll get half, was it, no, you'll get more miles per gallon on the motorway because your engine's on for the same length of time and at the same pressure, but you're moving faster. It's got to do with wind resistance as well, rolling road resistance. They said, I remember them saying 56 mile an hour was the most economical for the miles per gallon, but so you've always got a little bit in there, but it cost me 85. Oh yes, I showed you that auto teller machine. Like I say, they haven't lied in what they've done. They're writing what, I mean, what it reads is correct. You know, it's not wrong. But I just think it was quite sneaky because I fell for it nearly. You know, I felt the cash and free, the way they've worded it, it's marketing psychology, I think. It would seem to me anyway. I mean, yeah, fair enough, they haven't lied or anything, but it just seems like it's marketing psychology. It just tripped me up, you know. Especially when you're at a petrol pump and you want to get petrol soon. Anyway, I'm going to park up here shortly. Try this Arabian restaurant. This is actually a sit-in restaurant. The other ones that I've showed on my channel were just sort of like restaurant takeaways. And they were quite good actually, but this one's it's quite tricky getting in here. See this car park, it's a bit of a blooming nightmare. It's Christmas and it's quite tight. See, the car park's in designed, it's private land, you see, so the rules of the like highway code rules, it's not designed easily because it gets congested and tight sometimes on corners. They wouldn't put that on the normal roads, but it's because it's private ground. They could, you know, you come in there, there's disclaimers and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, what more? I kind of spell for choice. I'll get that when it's nearer the machine. So, although you're parked there, you get free parking, you've still got to display a ticket. But the restaurants that I've tried previously are just sort of food takeaways. This is actually this one I'm going to be trying. That was an actual sit-down restaurant, and I'm going to treat myself to that on this Friday night, and I'll show you what it's like. This is quite something. I'll show you this. I'll show you what this looks like. It's handy. Because this bit here flexes. Yeah, that's why I bought it, because of this flexible bit. It's like the same sort of material you would have on a shower. The way it's designed, the shower hose, it's made of metal, but it, you know, it flexes as well, so it's useful for getting into places. And it's also got the magnetic bit at the bottom. But there's nothing really here that's magnetic, and even then I don't think the strength of it's that good. See, there's no magnets. Well, there's nothing ferrous. Nah, that's for the keys, but it's not strong enough to have its weight. I'll show you. So it's not bad. What it costs us couple of quid or something. Instead of spending big money, like I've not got that money to spend, I'm afraid. I was looking into getting a camera where I could show, because this is ideal. This if I could turn this round and show you what I was driving as well at the same time as having it facing inwards, and that'd be brilliant. But the problem is, I did try these apps on. I downloaded a few apps on that phone, on this phone here, and it didn't work because the processor, the camera processor, I think I can only process one camera at a time. But you get some phones that have got dual processors that will allow it to process two cameras at one time. And I think that's probably the reason why when I downloaded these apps it wasn't working on this phone. So, a dual processor phone, I don't know what that would cost, but I'm afraid I don't have the money to go away and splash out on that at the moment anyway. But I'll say syncing them up is a pain. Anyway, I'm going to get going now. I'll better get a ticket. What I'll do is I'll piggyback the review video on this episode of 13, and I'll also do just a separate video altogether for the review. So you either watch the review on here, or you could. I'm going to put it on the channel as a separate video anyway. So, right, so I'll go and get that done. So that's the restaurant I'm going to try out. It's the massage or something. It's, I'll zoom in a bit closer to that if I could. So I'm going to give it a go. As I say, this is on the Dundee Reform Street. going to try this one out. Later on I'm going to try this as well. For afters. Like a kind of pastry, all the stew and sort of like chicken curry is in there. And with this nice basmati bread, likes to go with it as well. So it's spices, peppers and all, bits of chicken and everything mixed in that. It's like a kind of stew with a pastry topping, rice and side salad as well. A very strong, kind of sweetish black coffee, or a very strong black, kind of herbal light coffee kind of thing, a kind of spice, cinnamon to it or something. A sediment at the bottom. It's really strong, really strong. Tasty though. So, it was quite tasty actually. Which one is Justice? The meal cost is £26 as you would have saw in the thing. Now it was a sit-down restaurant. It's the only one. There's only one, and it's here in Dundee on the Forum Street. And the food was done on like a charcoal grill. The pie well, it wasn't a pie. It was like a kind of patty bread. Actually, patty bread pastry like on the top of a kind of casserole dish with the stew, chicken, a mixture of vegetables and peppers and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it was lovely inside as well. It was to say it's an actual restaurant rather than a takeaway, so you pay the price. It's got like the licensed bar in there as well, but I can't drink anything because I've got my car with me. So where I was sitting was right next to the grill, so I was kind of sweating a wee bit. There is like a kind of glass perspex partition between it, but the table I was at was next to it, and I was kind of sweating a little bit. But it's an open plan kitchen, you could see right in. But yeah, lovely. It's not the biggest restaurant in the world, but it's you would be advised to book a table, especially on a Friday night like tonight, because it gets pretty busy. And the time that I was in there, it got busy quite quick, and it's nearly full. So I would advise, if you are going there to try this out, then you might want to book a table. So that's the Mazad restaurant, Arabic, Eastern-like type, Middle East, Eastern type food restaurant here in Dundee's Reform Street. So yeah, I would go back there again. Yep, it was kind of more of a novelty. It's quite expensive for me, like, because I'm paying a lot of money for food, but that's a kind of typical price you would pay for a sit-down restaurant. You would have saw the menu as well. I'll try to show as much as I can. Obviously I can't film anything when there's people there. I got something for you, so anyway, there you go. It's only been around for about 2 years. I've walked past it many times, and only today I've decided to actually go and try it. So it's the only one anywhere to my knowledge. I did ask, and that's what it seemed. There's only one, and it's here in Dundee Reform Street. It's only been around 2 years. Actually, the meal, the £26 included the drinks as well, the coffee, the drinks as well. Right, so that was the review done for the Mazaj or something it's pronounced. M-A-Z-A-G. So I just pronounced it that way. I think that's how you would pronounce it, wouldn't you? I don't know. So can I do that? That's just, and using this new torch thing I showed you, but I have to point the light in that way because I can't have it pointing at the window because it'll dazzle anyone coming traffic. Drink in wine. And just experimenting, by the way, and not really I'm just mucking about with it. Again, try to get, it's too much of a spotlight rather than the, you see the other torch had more of a kind of, I say that'll dazzle the cars behind me. I would need something like there to reflect the light, you know, softer. So if I had like a kind of white board or something, that would like the surface of the moon, that reflects the sunlight, it gives you that kind of sound. What I've done is I've angled the torch to this wee bit here on the roof. It comes down a bit. There's for the light, and there's like a compartment up there, and the roof profile bit comes down a bit. So I've shone the light onto that, and that will reflect off of there, which will illuminate me, but in a softer kind of effect. Well, anyway, I'm just mucking about. I've not got time to spend too long on that. It's early days. I'm no lighting studio expert or anything, but I've just kind of stuck it there. I'll hate it there now. I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to get myself like a Tesco's, get a few messages, then I'm going to nip up to the cinema. The stuff will be fine in the boot for that length of time. I'm going to watch it's that film with Colin Firth in it. You know this, I go to the cinema now, I just say, right, that's a convenient time of day. It's not too bad, I can persevere with it, I'll just watch that. I mean, it used to be like, you know, I'd be choosy about films, but because I've got the membership for the Cineworld, I could watch any film as much as I want. I'm paying $15.99 a month direct debit for the unlimited filming with the Cineworld cinema branches anywhere in Britain. There's only like a couple there's a handful that doesn't apply, but the majority of them, 99% of them, it does include them. So I've been a member since what, 1999. I've watched that many films. It gets to the point where you just sort of say, oh, I'll watch that, It doesn't really mean much. It doesn't make the same impression as it used to do. You know, they're all kind of, films are different these days. The early films that made an impression on me were the ones that I grew up with in the 80s, and some of the 90s films and that as well, you know. Films that had storylines in them that you could actually follow. The modern films these days are just far too fast going, far too many storylines, far too many multiple storylines, too many graphics, special effects, like not enough proper stunts. There's just too many CGI and all that kind of stuff. I can't keep up with the modern films, and you know, if it's like, I'll just go to a film and just, because it doesn't have the same impression. I really just go to get out, get you some membership and get the cinema experience. And that's really it. Again, well, they've got the Christmas market at the Celestial Gardens. I'll show you that one day on the video. I'll get out and I'll show you, but not the night. The film starts at 7, and I've got to still get, it's 6:15. I've got to pop into Tesco's, get something. It's about a 10-minute drive for there to the cinema, so I've not really got time to stop and show you that. That'll maybe for another episode. I'll maybe even film on the big wheel as well for you. You might just see that there in the background, just this big sightseeing wheel as well. So, so the restaurant, the food was good. It's like a kind of, it was, the coffee was something that was really strong. It's like kind of herbally spiciest kind of sweet but very strong coffee. I don't know if it's got as much caffeine as an espresso. That was quite strong. It was like, oh, it was unfiltered coffee or something. Turkish coffee. So, and I got a bit of Turkish billy as well. We'll eat it at the end. The meal, the chicken, and it was like a kind of patty on the top. Yeah, it was tasty. It was really quite a mixture of all sorts of vegetables and spices and herbs. When I first saw it, I was like, what's this, you know? But when I started eating it, it was really tasty. The rice comes in a separate bowl. I just poured it all on, and you know, in the plate, like, yeah, just ate it. Rather than, you know, I don't piss around when I eat. Like, I just get on with it. Can eat some that I've seen some people will eat a chip and they'll eat part of it and all this mucking about. That's not me. Like, I'll just scoff a lot. I'll just, you know, I don't fart around when it comes to food. I just get it scoffed, enjoy it. That's what I'm paying for there. I don't sit pissing about like I've seen some people do, you know, just leaving half of it as well. They'll eat part of it and leave half of it. They'll spend an absolute fortune on food, and then they'll just leave, you know, half of it, and then they'll do all that, and they'll leave a big tip and everything, you know. I don't know, I just pay cash and get my change. I've already spent the money, like, you know, that's a good enough tip on a customer, and paying enough money, like, you know. I do that with all restaurants, like, by the way. Not just that, when I do it with all of them. And I've always been that way. Those that know me will probably name me that. Tam milling off a still game, the Scottish typhus. No, I can't mean. I just, that's me, like, you know. I just doesn't matter, eh? I'll give it a smell, say, food's nice, tasty, I'll come back, get a change, see you later, bye. My work, doesn't matter, just ranting on them. No, but yeah, I would recommend going there if you're about in Dundee and you want a place to try out Arabic food. It's the only one in anywhere, it would seem. It's only been open since, what, 2020, I think it was. So it's quite new. So if you're in Dundee and you're, as you say, and you want to try any Arabic food, then there you go, you give that a go. Like I said, go back again anyway, that's my experience. So, right, I'm going to get in there and get some messages. Right, okay, let's just see what else I put on my channel. By the way, what I'll do is that kind of trying out that restaurant will be a separate video as well. I'll be on here, obviously. If you've watched this far, you'll know that it's been on here. But I'll do another, I'll take that bit out and make another video just with the restaurant bit. The only reason the restaurant bit's on this one is I just piggybacked the whole lot on. I've got the camera files, put it all in one video, and you can watch it on here, you can whatever. So it'll be 2 videos, but it's irrelevant really, I just thought I'd mention. So there's another couple of things I put up this morning. Actually, I put up the feature length video that I made of the Buxton Raceway bus and coach banger racing, fireworks and monster trucks. That's on my channel now. It's a 2 hours and 15-minute feature length video that I've compiled up. I put the trailer on prior to that, just a short sampler trailer video. I've also put up Quest 9, but that won't be scheduled till tomorrow, which is, doesn't really matter now because it depends on when you're watching this, but it'll be on the morning at 5:30. So when I'm on my break, I'll share it on Facebook and that. I thought I'd try out that function, the scheduling function on YouTube. Right, bye for now.